Blessings, you two, and welcome to Spiritual Vibrations. Today, being so close to Valentine's Day, I thought it would be a good time since people are in a mind frame of love, or should be in a mind frame of love. I thought it'd be a perfect time to talk about Tantric lovemaking. And why it could be the savior to your relationship, and how it could possibly take your relationship to the next level. Yeah. So, what is Tantric lovemaking? It comes from the Kama Sutra, and the Kama Sutra is a book on life. Contrary to what people think, it's not a book about sex. It's a book about living graciously, about living virtuously. It's almost like a life handbook, and there's a section in there that has to do with physical intimacy and spiritual intimacy and emotional intimacy, and it's and how to go about it in a way that is meaningful. Here in the Americas, on this side, when it comes to lovemaking, there seems to be a disconnect. It's never involving all three. It's you have religion on the one hand, glorifying the spirit, and denying the body. And denying the body so far that, it's like cover the women and, hide the children and, keep everyone apart rather than deal with it. It's to the point where, you have the priest, the highest in their religion, molesting the children, the most innocent of their flock. And it's that denial, that disconnect that causes that dysfunction. And then you have, on the other hand, the capitalist commercial side that, promotes the body, and glorifies the body and never anything else. And there's where you have people, dying to either be too slim or trying to gain weight or trying to fit in physically, going to great extremes with plastic surgery just to, fit that physical mode. And again, the disconnect that causes that dysfunction and, leads to promiscuity, because then it's an over emphasis of the body. So again, the disconnect. But with Tantric lovemaking, it is a connection of all three. It is that conscious engagement of the spirit, using the body, so that it uses all three. And that's the thing that makes it different, and that's the thing that is missing in the relationships here. And that is the thing that probably causes relationships to end so quickly, because it's not a unification of all three. It's one or the other, and sometimes it's not even any of those three that causes it to fall apart. The teachings of Tantric lovemaking come from the Kama Sutra, which was written between 400 and 200 BC. So it's really ancient and has preceded everything that we are doing right now. So that, it's tried and true. We just, like I said, through the disconnect, have rejected so much when it comes to our spiritual love and our physical love and our emotional love. So again, this segment is going to be about how you can enhance your relationships by joining those three. So what is Tantric? The word Tantric comes from the Sanskrit word Tantra, which means to be woven together. So that it's a joining of man and woman, of male and female, of the human and the divine. It's almost like the joining of the universe and mankind. To the Buddhist and Hindu, the sexual union has more to do with it being a metaphor of joining the physical with the spiritual world, so that it has less to do with the actual physical body and more to do with the experience and the exchange of the energy between your spirit and the universe. It's like becoming one with God. So for them, it just has a deeper meaning. It has less to do with orgasm and performance and things like that is stressed over here. It has less to do with the actual physical organs and more to do with the connection between the two people involved. You would just be exchanging that energy with your partner and thereby solidifying your connection to them. It would be more on a spiritual level and have less to do with the physical. The thing about the physical is that the physical changes over time. So if you're not rooted to something else, after a while you're going to get bored with that physical element. And if you had nothing else but that, then there's where you're going to keep seeking it out. And over time, that the act of physical lovemaking can be draining on a man's body and even on a woman's body. It takes its toll. With tantric lovemaking is that it has more to do with the energy and the sensations of it and less to do with the actual physical experiences of it. So that what you would do is you wouldn't even have to touch each other. You could just be in close proximity, and that closeness, that joining, that intent to join your spirit is what guides it and what leads it and what makes it spectacular. And some time ago I did a radio talk show that went into more detail that you can also listen to if you want more details. It includes slides. And just to give you more idea of what it is involved and how you can enhance your relationship and, as I said, take it to the next level. What you would do, what's involved, it's very simple steps, except that it's not something that you can just do and that's done. You have to work at it and build toward it, so that you might focus in on the first step, for a week or two. And then, before moving on to the second step, and then before moving on to the third step, so that you're building a routine of it, so that it becomes your practice more than, that quick physical engagement, and then it's done, and then it leaves you, wanting more because you've only engaged one of the dimensions, not all three. And that's what causes that crave. That's what causes that need to cheat, that need to get more. You're unsatisfied. You're insatiable. Their spirit is not being fulfilled, and so that emptiness, that longing, makes their mind and their body react, but it's not fulfilling the spirit. So that if you can, like I said, join all three and fulfill and satisfy all three, then you have a whole different dimension. The first thing that you would do, the first thing that you would need to do is set the stage, set the environment, have it involve as many of the senses as possible, so that you want low light. You should use maybe candlelight, for your eyes. Have soft music. You can have oils or wax burning for your sense of smell, so that it involves your nose as well. And then as far as your sense of touch, that's going to be your own hands and your own body that is involved with that. And you can also have drinks such as juice or fruit for your sense of taste, so that you almost create, just a very relaxing, very comfortable, very satisfying environment as far as all of your senses are concerned. Now you can either use the bed or use the floor, but I think it's better if you use the floor because it's a different feel. The bed is more connected with feelings and sensations of going to sleep, so that if you want to be a little more present as you're engaging in the practice, I recommend using the floor because it takes you away from, like I said, it takes you away from the bed and all the thoughts and practices that go along with the bed, which are more to do with sleeping than anything. So sit on the floor. So you've got your lights down low, you've got your soft music in the background, you've got your incense burning or your oil wax burning or whatever it is that you have that's going to appeal to your sense of smell, and you've got your fruit going. And besides that, you don't really have to have music. You can use nature sounds in the background. Some people like nature sounds, trickling water, things like that in the background. And then what you want to do is face each other. You can either lie down and face each other, or you can sit close to each other, knee to knee, and legs folded, or you can wrap your legs around each other and get a closer proximity. When you're sitting there close together, face to face, the intensity of the heat between your skin to skin contact is also part of the arousal and can also intensify the feelings between you. You want to be as close as you can together without any actual penetration or anything like that. The focus is not on that. The focus is going to be in arousing that energy and then exchanging that energy. You're going to recycle the energy. The energy is what is like a life force. In that moment of climax, that's when your body, your spirit is so free. It's when you climax, it's like everything in the universe just stands still. The gateway opens up, and most people miss it because they're so far away. They're not even present with their thinking, that they miss that moment, and they're so concerned about the end result that they've missed the gateway moment where they're joining with the universe and they're joining with each other, and that's the thing that you want to prolong. So that's what the Tantric lovemaking is all about. Prolonging that moment, that feeling, that sensation, that climax, that arousal. As your bodies become aroused, your stress levels start to lower and your serotonin levels start to increase, and there's where you start to feel good and the health benefits start to kick in. The health benefits of the prolonged intensified orgasm claim is that if you can extend the orgasm for longer than 20 minutes, it will strengthen your immune system. It will stimulate your blood circulation throughout your body. And the intense breathing helps to detoxify your body as well, so that it strengthens your cardiovascular and also helps to alleviate depression. So what you do is you face each other, and then you begin to circulate your breath. And as you're breathing, you're slowing down the pace, you're slowing down the time, you're becoming more present with your partner in the moment and in all the moments. Breathing is what keeps you present. And what you do basically is circulate the breathing amongst the two of you. So while one is inhaling, the other is exhaling. And you're breathing each other's breath, and you're cycling it through, cycling all the way down to your stomach and then back out through your nose, and you just cycle it between each other. As you're breathing in each other's breath, then try to gaze into each other's eyes. Just try to keep a steady gaze. It sounds very easy to do, but it's often very hard. Lots of people cannot bear to stare into someone's eyes, or to allow someone to stare into their eyes just freely like that. They say that the eyes are the gateway to the soul. So if you're doing this and you want to do it correctly, then you've got to open up that gateway, and you've got to allow to to be stared into, as well as take the opportunity to stare into your partner's eyes. As you're breathing and staring, you can begin to touch and caress each other. Remember, the purpose is to arouse that energy. It's that energy that is the goal of the tantric lovemaking. It's to build that energy and then circulate that between each other. The belief is that everyone has chakras, the 7 chakras that go from your root all the way to your crown. And the women's chakras circulate in one direction and the men's chakras circulate in another. So that when you're exchanging this energy, it's a definite exchange, and it's energy, the chi, they call it chi, is powerful. And so the purpose of it is to, like I said, to linger in that moment, in that sensation of the energy, so that it's not physical only, but rather it's spiritual and it's emotional, because you have to intentionally focus in on what you're doing and stay present with the energy and with your partner, so that you prolong that. And that is the life-giving force. That is the energy that you're going after. That is the energy that revitalizes all of the chakras in each of your bodies. As you become aroused, both of you try to stay in that state of arousal as long as you both possibly can. As I said, it is in that exchange of that energy, that intense sexual energy, that is the goal of tantric lovemaking. So once you can achieve that with each other and open up yourselves to receive and to give each other that much attention, as far as the touching, the staring, you can even include kissing. It's the arousal that you're going after. So as intimate as you can be without actually penetrating is what you want to do. You just want the energy. And then, if you can't take it anymore, then by all means go ahead. But the point is to extend it as long as you can, so that it's not just a quick wham, bam, thank you. And the whole premise behind it is that energy gets recycled in your body, so that you don't even need to engage in lovemaking as often, because that energy gets stored up in your body, in your spirit, and in your mind, and you're able to maintain off of it for quite some time, so that you can even just gaze into your partner's eyes, and that energy will get reactivated just like that. You haven't even touched each other, and you can get that reactivation just like that if you get that connection as you're doing it. Again, the recommendation is to build toward that intensity. It's not something that you can just do, one time and that's it. You got it like that, but you have to work at it. You have to build toward that intensity, that connection. That's what you're going after, so that eventually you and your partner are connected well beyond the physical. You won't even have to touch each other. You can, just gaze upon each other and, like I said, reactivate those sensations just like that. And it won't be as draining on your body, but it'll be more of a recharge than anything. So I hope that that was enlightening. The rest is up to you. I can't tell you anything else what to do. I have given you the basic groundwork for how you can approach the gateway to intense love connection between yourself and your partner, and the rest is up to you. Whether you go through the gates or not is up to you. The gateways are there. We have to slow down our minds enough to allow our bodies to receive and to exchange our spirits. At the moment when the gateways are open, we have to be present enough to even be aware that it's happening. So again, if you've enjoyed my video, please like it. And if you want more information on this topic, as I said, you can check out my other video on tantric lovemaking. I will put the link somewhere on here. There'll be a link, and you can check it out and leave me comments. Let me know, and good luck. I wish you and your loved ones a deep, loving, and meaningful relationship. Blessings.